What do you think happens this weekend? Because, again, now you want to talk about coaching. You versus Holmgren, a totally different ball of wax than now two guys in their first NFC Championship games as head coaches, in their first playoff seasons as head coaches. In LaFleur, his first season as a head coach, period. And Shanahan trying to get back to the Super Bowl where when he was an offensive coordinator for Atlanta, we all know what happened in that one. What do you see here, Steve Mariucci?
Yeah. And they were together there, and Matt LaFleur was Matt Ryan's quarterback coach on that game. Anyway, there's some similarities in terms of both teams, with big records and of course familiarity with each other and their systems and all of that. But gosh, in watching that game back yesterday, I looked at the first Packer-Niner game, and it was a beatdown, Rich. It was 37-8, but you know what? Probably wasn't even that close. I mean, it was 23-0 at halftime, and the Packers couldn't get anything going. They fumbled on the first series, and it was all downhill from there. It was 3-and-out, 3-and-out, 3-and-out. Stop on fourth down, 3-and-out. I mean, it was nothing. It was sad. And now the Packers haven't lost since then. I think that it was a wake-up call, and I think they fixed some things. But it looks like the Niners have a better roster, a better team, and a lot of this game is going to be. We talk a lot about the quarterbacks, Jimmy GQ and Aaron Rodgers, but in the trenches, if you really take a deep dive, this is about the big guys in the trenches. And the Niners, of course, with the 5 first-rounders, and all 5 of them got sacks last week. All 5 of them, okay? But the Packers, the way they weren't in the playoffs the last 2 years. And they said, well, what do we have to do to get better? We have a great quarterback. So they loaded up their defensive line. You got the Smith brothers. They signed them both to 4-year deals. And then they draft your guy, Rashawn Gary, from Michigan in the first round. So they loaded up the defensive lines. Both teams felt that was necessary, and it's paid dividends for both teams.
Well, the issue, I think, for Green Bay, and we've seen teams run on them this year, maybe not all recently because of that winning streak. And just the way the Niners, again, walk me through it, because it just seems that I've said it before, I'll say it again here, and I apologize for repeating for those who may have heard it on this show before. It's just every single running back or anybody who carries it, anybody, whether it's Deebo Samuel off the edge, they just seem like they're 6'5", they're 1,000,000 pounds, and they're running downhill, making you have a business decision, but they're also running at an angle that makes it the most difficult way for you to get off a block or try and get to them. It's amazing how it does appear to be a mix of brawn and brains in the scheme here. What do you see when you watch the Niners run game on film, Steve?
There's 2 real special run games in this weekend's games, and of course, Derrick Henry and the Titans are just old school smash mouth. Put them back there in I formation behind the quarterback, whether it's a 2 or 1 back set, and just smash you, okay? Mm-hmm. The Niners are different than that. Yeah, they'll run the inside and outside zone. They'll do that. But then they'll run 1 back power and lead draw and counter and traps. And they got all kinds of runs. It's a very diverse run game. It's hard, and they'll run the same plays from different formations. And then off of every run, they have a play action or a keep play. And so that makes it so much difficult and make the run look just like the pass. In fact, that's what I'm thinking about doing Mooch's Minute on this week, all right? Mm-hmm. It's a very good scheme that way. It's a great rushing attack, but it's different than the Tennessee Titans, and it's really hard to defend because they really make it run and pass look alike to those linebackers. That's why they got guys wide open. Kittle is an animal. You'd love Kittle. Kittle comes to my Down syndrome football camp in the summer, and he's such a great guy that way. A lot of them do. A lot of the 49ers are involved in that, but they're great guys off the field, too. That's another reason why they're winning. John Lynch has said, I want guys that are really good people, really good guys. They love football. They love to work. They're good in the community. There's no issues, and that's the kind of team they have right now.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.